take and never give, and you don't understand why people won't help you, that's on you. Being very careful. When you go to pop this up, check balls will come out. They're just going to. Alright. Now what I try to do with this is I try to keep the bolts in the top of the valve body. You can turn it sideways, you can turn it any way you want. It doesn't matter, the separator plate and the separator gaskets, they're going to let the check balls go. Just going to happen. Whoa, hey, spring. This one's got little shoes on it. Or I just have that much training fluid on my hand. Remember, transmission fluid is not just an oil, it's a detergent. A little slippery. Put my parking claw in here. We're going to be careful when we take this apart. I'm going to talk about shaft seals and all the other fun stuff. There's a retainer right here in this piston. There's a little rod, this parking rod. I'm going to take and I'm going to work that one out of there. That sucker's in there. Alright. We'll pop the valve body off then. I'm impatient. Make sure all the bolts are loose. I do believe they are. Should be it. There she goes. Shaking it very carefully because I don't want to lose anything. Right up underneath that sucker. Alright, my paper gasket's tearing. That's what the problem is. Alright, so I'm going to lift that up, pull that solenoid out. Check balls are already falling. I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it right over here in the pan, just like that. You can see right here, there's a check ball, check ball, check ball. There's another check ball. Your rebuild kit and your book will tell you where these check balls go. We'll pull these out. They're just going to roll anyway. I got one down in there. By the way, go to Lowe's, go somewhere, grab a cheap little magnet. Makes it handy. I think I got this one from O'Reilly's. Grab your check ball, get it out of there. Hopefully it's not completely covered with training fluid. Wow, that thing's just got it. Got it. We're going to get it out of there. 8mm bolts. You got this retaining pin right here. I think I left that one out. And rebuilt the transmission in 10 years. It's been a while. Everybody in this life should be discipled and should be discipling somebody. So if you know somebody in your life that needs information, needs help, needs something, you should help them. And if you need it, you need to seek somebody that can help you find that as well. All right, the wiring harness now will come out. Going to move that off to the side. Now we're going to pop this actuator out. I see a lot of silicone, but it's not slopped everywhere. So somebody make sure that didn't leak again. Grab the 10mm. We'll pop off. Get this one. Get this one. One, two, three. Underneath this plate is another separator gasket. And then the main valve body. Underneath this should be a servo and a spring. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to keep hold of that. Put that in the pan as well. We got this pan. We'll lift it up. Okay. You see there's another gasket underneath it. You can see what all that lovely water did. Now underneath this gasket is the actual main valve body. This is why we're at disassembly, and then we're going to be at rebuild. Now I generally put these on their nose, so they'll drain out on their tail shaft actually. So they will drain out for a day or two before I do this. Pull a spring out of this. There's an accumulator in here. It should have a pin retaining it. There. That'll come out. I'm going to grab the needle nose, Let's see if I can get it to, there she goes. There's one of those accumulators I showed you. We're gonna go to a pinless one later because I don't want to do this again. All right, everything's out of there. I got one more check ball here. See if it'll let me grab it. It did. All right. I still don't see any metal, any other problems. I see normal wear, normal fatigue. Now, if I was just washing this out and I wasn't going to replace the seal, I'd leave this in here. But this will have to come out if you're going to replace this gasket seal right here, because if you don't, it will leak from here. Do you know how annoying it is to rebuild an entire transmission and have this one part cause a leak? I do. Don't do it. It's not worth it. For right now, before I take this out, I'm going to take that out last. I am going to flip that around. It's already getting lighter. My friend the pump. She is beautiful. She is awesome. I'm going to use the 1/2 inch for this bad boy. I believe she's a 13, and she is. I'm going to use this. Again, no impacts. Newer 4L60s have what looks like a T50. It is not. If you use a normal T50, you will strip it. And you'll be very mad, you'll be very upset, because you'll be having to easy out every bolt on here. That is one of those specialty parts you're going to have to get. They're really cheap, 11 bucks on Amazon. Oh yeah, I love my energy drinks. Huh. Guess what the Rev sees? 2 helicoils right here. This case has been popped. It's fine. They did a pretty good job of it. It looks like they're Loctited in pretty good. So yes, this has been rebuilt. I kind of knew that going in. It's fine. That's not too bad. As long as I don't see any other case problems. A helicoil for a pan bolt, not a big deal. They don't hold a lot of pressure. And as long as it's good, which it was, and they're anchored in there well, which, it's good enough. They probably Loctited the snot out of it, which is what I would do. The only thing I would add is some epoxy quick steel, because that'll hold it in way better. I had these speed hoodises even for 1/2 inches. Try to take my time when I'm building stuff that's precision. Take the bolt, pull it out. I don't see any metal. That's a good thing. I'm looking for strip threads. Strip threads in the case means you're helicoiling. Well, it means that for me. I'd really not like to teach that lesson. Like I said, I just helicoiled the oil pan on my Honda, because it takes about 6 hours to drop the oil pan out of a 2011 Honda Civic. It took 45 minutes to helicoil the pan. Guess what I did? The path of least resistance, the way the Rev went. Looking good. Last one. Okay. Remember I told you that special tool to pull this out. Everything looked good. The Rev does not have that awesome special tool. The Rev's going to show you what he's going to do. Inside this hole right here. Not the first hole where your actuator goes over on the left. Not this hole here. There's a piston pin over here for a pressure solenoid. It's not that either. There's a little hole right here behind it. Square. With your flat blade screwdriver. You're going to just push forward. The pump will come out. Very carefully, just rock it. Just rock it. Rock it. I've seen people just, don't do that. There's a seal in there you don't want to tear up. There's other fun stuff you do not want to tear up in there. You want to rebuild this. Take your pump, a little more. Watching the cheese here. Okay. The pump was rebuilt, and they beat the snot out of it rebuilding it. Show you here in a second. All right. I've got rust from it holding water. I will use the other pump for this one. But if you look right there, They drove down in there really hard when they were putting the pins back in it to rebuild the pump. That's the replacement filter that's in here. When they replaced the vane and the impeller. There's no wear on the shaft in there. They use good parts. So that's good. I'm gonna move this pump off to the side here. Put that bad boy right there. Alrighty, we're in. Transmission time. Inside here, there's a band. Remember I told you we had to take this out to get that band off? There's a spring holding pressure on it. Grab this flathead. Now I've got a gasket on here. It's just annoying me. There. Come on. There. Alright, I feel better now. Sorry, little OCD. Okay, in that band right there, on the side of this pump, you reach in with your screwdriver, you pull that way, you're going to go counterclockwise. You're going to pop it off that retainer. Alright? And get your band out. Now, there's a retainer that sits on the front of this drum assembly. Take the whole thing, shake it, get it free, grab this pump, grab this band. Now I'm going to hopefully get it out of here. Alright. Guess what? Nothing works like it's supposed to. Got a little suction on that band. There it goes. Okay, what we got there? Mud! Gee, maybe this was drove in the river. Nope. I'll bring it back to life. Okay. I'll get this band out. There we go. Alright. There goes the bloodbath. Alright, I'm going to look at this band. See how black it is? This is a burnt band. It's had a lot of wear on it. See where there's metal showing through right here? This band is toast. So I already know that was wearing on it really hard. Not a good. In fact, take your first drum assembly. You're going to pull straight out. Lift her up. There's 2 sets of clutches in there and a gear set. That's all I need to do. Move it off to the side. This will separate into 2 pieces. I will show you all this lovely stuff in here when we get to cleaning. I'll pull it out and move it over here. Alright. Remember my friend the squeegee? Man, we are in Homicideville here. Okay. Now, in fact, what I'm going to do is it's gotten a whole lot lighter. I'm going to take this bad boy. I'm going to tip her. I need some of this homicide to get out of there. That is just outstanding. Now there's some rust on some of the parts. You can see on this drum set over there that it's burnt. It's black. Should not be black. She was burning on it. She was holding hard. That actuator was pushing all the way in with all the force it could to hold that drum pack in place so that it can engage. Not cool. So how heavy this is. I'm going to take this bad boy. Oh hey, it's going to have some slaughter going on there. Here we go. And I'm going to dump her out. That was not good. That just tells me I'm having so much fun with trains lately. Okay. So, I just had a part dive in there. And for the life of me, I'm pretty sure that was the sun gear. Which is fine if it is. We'll get after that in a minute. Take this bad boy and I'll put her back in there. Now parts should not be falling out of it. I don't see any cracks in the case, which is good. Okay. Yeah. This is good. Grab a magnet and figure out what fell in. Because it fell into the triple homicide. Okay, I'm going to have to fish that. Not going to get it all. Let's get enough of it. Take that bad boy hurt your back. Throw it back out there. All right, don't smash your fingers. Don't blow your back out, but don't smash your fingers. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that sure was the sun gear. All right, nope, that was the first input planetary gear. And that would have been the first out. And guess what, we look at it. I see no teeth damaged, no wear. The bushing on the inside actually looks pretty good. No damage. Good deal. Put it to the side. Alrighty. There should be. Yep, good. It's still in there. Hooray. The sun shell gear and the planetary gear set are next. This is usually the common fault point of these transmissions. Still don't know what killed this one. There should be a snap ring on it. I'm looking for it. Let's see, where is that bad boy? There we go. There it is. I found it. All right. Now, you can use these cheap snap rings. You can use a screwdriver in this. But I've decided to get creative. I went and bought a snap ring plier. Is it right? I don't know. I'll find out. Go grab my Harbor Freight bag. With new picks, because you need picks. Down in there on the shaft, right where that first set of planetary gear set is. Oh, I just bought a cheap set of snap ring pliers. That'll get me by. And some picks. This is reversible, which is awesome. Let's get this open. I love new tool day. It's got a little bag. It's got your extra pins for your fun angles. Link this out. Give it a baptism of tranny fluid. Alright, we're gonna grab that snap ring. Let's see how well these work. Okay. Reach down in there, get it in between the snap ring, and pry away. When you know it, it's working great. Alright. Now, what I used to do back in the day is I used old wheels I didn't like. And I'd put them straight up and down to do it. For right now, we're going to use this. And I'm going to get in there and I will get it out. Okay, I'm going to get it like this here. Reach in there. Grab that snap ring. May have to use the angle ones. Might be able to get it with this. Sometimes I just get frustrated and use screwdrivers because, you know, I'm impatient. See, I went and bought the tool I needed. Not using it. Boy, this was light red when I started. And what I generally do is I'll reach in there and I'll just pop snap ring out because I'm horribly impatient. I generally use 2 picks and I just pop them out because, well, I'm lazy. You gonna learn how to use the right tool? Heck no. That'd be silly. Why would I do that? Snap rings, what? Doesn't have the little holes in it. That makes it hard. I can open this little bag for probably those. I think it was these. No, that ain't gonna fit. Oh, that's way too much work. Jerry rigging it. I'll get in there. I'll grab it. I'll separate it. Yeah, it's a good snap ring. Wish Jess's tranny had that one. See, when I took her tranny apart, it didn't have the snap rings. That's what kind of worried me. tool. All right, good times. I don't think I can get that in there. Let's see here. Maybe, I don't know, that's too tall. Dang it. Oh shoot. There we go. Yeah, I guess it's got a little short, guys. I feel like a cheater if I'm using specialty tools. I'm not rednecked it up enough. Huh. That's like the best snap ring I've ever met. Which is awesome. That's amazing. For once, I have to actually use the correct thing. What's the world coming to? It's weird. I get between those. Maybe. Nope. Maybe. Maybe you're maybeist. All right, I cheated. I read the instructions. I used the right tool. I changed the gears on it. Snap rings off. Put that in my small parts. Honestly, that was like 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull the planetary set out. It should move forward, and it did. Came right out. Now, this is usually the common fault point, is the sunshell gear planetary gear set not coming apart correctly. This is actually all together, which is shocking the snot out of me. So I'm going to relieve them from themselves. So, okay. Here's a planetary set. It has gears that go around that orbit. Notice how it's not broken. There should be no side-to-side play, only up and down play. That's fine, nothing. She's good, she's good, she's good. There's a retainer in here. Make sure that one's moving and free. Make sure these teeth are not stripped. Make sure this retainer is moving and free. Most of the stuff you will not reuse. Back set's got a retainer. There's also a gear. Let me see here. Good grief. This bad boy's on there. She's like welded in there. Huh. I'm looking right now. The teeth are perfect, actually. It's a really good sign. Snap ring's holding good. Just about have it off there. Okay. This input shaft is not, this retainer is not supposed to be that hard on there. I'm trying to see if this is a replacement sun gear or if this is just the AC Delco one. This is actually amazing. I'm kind of shocked till all that's in here. Sometimes you run into this stuff. I got some rust. When I clean these off, I will hit it with some steel wool. I will clean it up. As long as the pitting's not bad, it's not going to be holding something that's a friction material. I'm usually fine with that. It doesn't hurt my feelings. Aha! The gear is cracked and broken on the inside. Now I found it. This is stuck here because this gear set, I don't know if you can see that in there, is broken. And that's why she's not coming free. Which is a Problem, because it's the whole reason I bought this transmission was for that retainer set. Now I'm going to have to spend 60 bucks on a retainer. But I've got a good case, so I don't have to worry about it. So I've got that going for me. Kind of. Better case. I'm going to have 3 transmissions to make one. All right. So things don't go the way we plan. They never do. Sometimes they do. This is stuff they don't show you on them shows. Let's see if I can get this out so I can show you. At least the sun gear is in good shape. I'm just working my way around it and knocked it through it. Okay. Now, this is sun gear. That's what's chewed up on mine. This bad boy is in great shape. The bearing's a little scuffed, but it's fine. Not worried about that one. Sun shell gear. Looking at this one right now. And the teeth are not stripped, which is kind of surprising. It looks like a hardened unit, but I have a new one I ain't worried about anyway. I'm going to replace it. Let's see if I can get this one off there. Yeah, I don't see the weld around it. And I don't see a GM stamping on it either. It'd been a Delco part number. Actually, a hydromatic number. But that's fine. I can't pay attention to that either. Here's my problem. This carrier is cracked. Completely. All the way up. Which means the 3/4 clutch pack, seized up, burned up. They were running hard on it. They completely shattered that bad boy. Good times. All right. Well, no stopping now. Hey, at least I got a planetary set. And a good case. So, the next thing you do, get a block of wood, get something, hang this transmission to the side, however you're going to do it, don't let it fall. You're going to push it forward, and since that snap ring's off of there now, yep, we can pop this bad boy out. I'm just going to give her a love tap with the brass drift. That did it. There's your output shaft. Go ahead and put that one to the side. Now, while we're having bloodbaths, let's move that one to the side. Okay. So, you ever wonder why these things they have so many problems? Well, that gear was somebody's Monday. Mine, the planetary set, was somebody's Tuesday. And I killed for a Friday. There's a snap ring in here that holds that lower reverse clutch sprag that's in there. There's a roller retainer in there. All you gotta do is pry it away from the housing. Just give it a little twist. She usually pops out like so. Like a nut today. She'll not come apart. I'm gonna get the extra bit of homicide in there out. But she had no metal in her, so that was good. All right. There we go. Okay, now put it back there. Sweet. How many trainings am I going to get until I get one that works? Maybe number 3. God, I hope it doesn't go there. Okay, let's see if I can get this to pop out. Me and this trainer are having problems. I'm usually pretty good at getting that spring out. There we go. All right. Woo. Run that around the race. Big old snap ring. Should be able to reach in here, pull that bad boy out. There she goes. There's your low reverse, your clutches and your steels. And you should have a piston with a spring and a retainer. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Do this housing. What I want to check So I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to look at this piston. Now there's a sprag in here. Clutches. These clutches are completely burnt. Let's see, this retainer is good. All right, that's sweet. Awesome. Okay, clutches. Steels are in decent shape. Clutches are burnt. They still have friction material on. Oh, this one's like completely toast. It's chewed up to snot. That one's warped. Sweet. Great day for me. All the way down to the wave plate. I'm going to check it all. She looks like she's having a great day. Okay. Here's the planetary gear set for the rear. And it is in good shape. No teeth damaged. No strange play. Gears look good. Retainers were good. Somebody just beat the snot out of this. I'm almost going to guess towing too much. Okay, I'm going to throw the last of these on there because I already know what happened. Put this one on there. I'm going to check this race, the retainer. She looks good. All the teeth and sprags look good. That roller bearing works good. She's fine. All right. Here's the last one. It's the fun one. This is where this special tool comes in. And the Squeal-O-Matic 5000, because I've got a quadruple homicide on my table. Jeez. I keep forgetting why I don't do this anymore. They're bloody. An actual training table has a drain on it. Alrighty. There is a snap ring down there in that piston. Woo! Oh, look at the bloody homicide. Great. Alright. So, this spring. This spring right here is your 1-2. Actually, it's your drum dampening spring. Keeps you from when you shift first, second gear from that thing going chunk. Needs to be put in there right. Don't lose that. That's important. Alrighty, I got a snap ring down there. It's got to come out. It's in my way. It's keeping my bald eagles from screaming in my truck here for the old Jesse. Oh, hope this kid knows I love her. Because this irritates me to no end. Alright, I'm going to run that down. This goes inside the case. These little ears grab hold of it. And then when you twist down, it compresses that piston set. Pop snap ring out. You'll use compressed air to pop that piston the rest of the way out. And it's good to go. Now I generally aim for the big. There's a big one on the side here. I'm going to aim for that one. And that big one right there. I'll run this down. And hope like cheese I can find that spring, the spring ends, and start this thing right so I don't get all flustered by that. So, I still need a part. I thought I was going to have this rebuilt this week. Things are not going the way I want them to. Oh, hey, there it is. All right, sweet. So I'm going to go this way then. By the way, if you want to know, the Rev's back is killing him right now. When you know it stops right where I don't want it to. Okay, I'm just going to compress it down enough so I can pop that snap ring out. I actually have a good set of snap rings somewhere. Don't know where they're at. Guess what? That won't work for this application. Oh, I gotta take these little guys back out again. Here's what I think. I'm impatient. Little thing you can just adjust to change it. I could spend $100 and get a whole set where I don't have to change them out. But dang it, I'm cheap. And I gotta buy parts for this thing apparently, so why I hate automatic transmissions. Love clutches. And the Jess knows how to drive a stick. She's scared to death of them. So, I need to pop this bad boy out. Now, I probably should stay with what I have now that I'm looking at this. You ever have those moments? It's a senior moment right now. Because I should have left that alone. Oh, yeah. For a Saturday, it sure feels like a Monday. Just saying. Part 2 will be outside cleaning it. Clean the case out, clean the hard parts out, verify that everything we looked at is in good shape, or if we need to replace anything else. And then hopefully, because now I'm 2 weeks in this, I just want to get this thing built so I can get on with it. It's almost Thanksgiving here at the D.O.W Ranch, and I'd rather eat, Thanksgiving dinner as opposed to work on trannies. I know some people say the same, but the Rev never had a lot of family, so when he gets a chance to have family over, he sure does enjoy it. When you know it, that doesn't work either. Let the frustration go. Anyway, you pop the snap ring, you take that out. There's a little passage right down here. You blow air into it, pops the piston out, you're done. You can clean it. Part 1, done.